And that's what Silent
It
Hill
was.
is.
And
Some big game critic out there, I don't even remember who, they said that Silent Hill is one of those foreign types of horror games that aren't just people jumping out from around corners, which I experience quite often with Clock Tower 3, yeah, Part 6, cough, cough. But it's more, you get this feeling of isolation. Like, you're, like, hopelessly lost in this world that you have
yes,
you know nothing about. It's a
you're
suspenseful
hopeless.
game. It's not all about
Yes,
the, like,
you
oh
hit the
dear, I'm
nail on the
screaming
head.
for 2 seconds.
You are all by yourself. There's no one to help you, and you are completely hopeless. That's the feeling that movie gave, and it gave the perfect representation of Silent Hill. Silent Hill Homecoming, you don't feel helpless. You have a bunch of weapons. The only reason you feel helpless is bad controls.
Yeah, I've
And
seen
honestly,
that.
that's a shame because it's Silent Hill is such a good series. And honestly, I to all the Americans out there, I apologize for this, but Silent Hill should have never been done by Americans ever. Shouldn't have been done. The game should not have been made by Americans. And I understand. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand moving up and adapting to new styles and stuff like that, such as with I know I did a lot of Resident Evil 5 bashing on the fact that it did not have very good controls. You couldn't move and shoot. I did a lot of that. But I think even Kuan-san can state that the combat in 5 is just unreal. And I mean, it makes sense because, yes, he is an army man. Yes, he has the training and the capability to do the combat. Yes. It's just so it's not Silent Hill. It's more Resident Evil. It's more Resident Evil feeling than Silent Hill, I think.
I would agree. I mean, I think in Homecoming so far, from what I've watched, I'm not fully up to date yet. I'm on, like, let's see, part 38 still. I think I said that the other day. Um, uh, it does seem a lot more like Resident Evil. Resident Evil is you walk a couple steps, hey look, more enemies, let's shoot them. Okay, walk more, hey look, more enemies, shoot, shoot, shoot. When, from, I have watched a little bit from the other Silent Hill games, not a ton, but it's more like, okay, we're walking for a
Yeah.
while in this dark place with, like, all these, like, just, like, these, like, scary elements. Like, you're in the dark. A lot of people are afraid of the dark. I'm gonna say, I'm afraid of the dark. I have a fear of the dark. And also, they put you in all these situations where you're coming up with common fears. You're afraid of uh, what might lie in the dark. That's actually something big in Silent Hill, from what I have seen. And
I lost like half of that.
oh, you did?
Sad day.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you want me to
Yeah.
re-say that?
But you're right. You are very right. And I I need to state that I'm a bit biased toward the movie because I did get into Silent Hill because of the movie. And I will say the games, yes, they have much better story than the movie does. Yes, the
Well, you
games are
must
better than
realize
the
it is a
movie.
movie.
But I don't. Yeah, it's a movie. They can't do everything that the game did. It's just not possible. They had to change things. It had to be done. Things like that. And like I said, I really don't get the haters because I'm not saying the movie's better than the game. I'm saying the movie did what what it was trying to do. It made a good representation of Silent Hill. That's all it was trying to do. It is probably one of the best video game movies out there. I challenge someone to name a better video game movie. You say Resident Evil, I'll shoot you.
I've
By
never
the
actually
way,
seen
that's
that one
not
either.
a good representation. The Resident Evil movies, they're good movies, yes, but they're not a good representation of the series whatsoever.
Doesn't the one
They're
Resident
good
Evil movie
movies.
lead
I'll
into
admit.
Resident Evil 3?
Yes, one of them is kind of supposed to mirror Resident Evil 3, with it has Nemesis in it, but Jill's a complete and total pansy, for lack of a better word. She does not kill Nemesis. She actually has a very minor role in the story, and she doesn't do much.
Speaking of video game movies, there's one
But,
movie that I'm very disappointed in. It's the Final Fantasy movie they made. That was fail, I must say. They did not.
Which one?
They made a Final
Advent
Fantasy
Children?
movie. No, not Advent Children. Like an actual they tried to make a new movie, Final Fantasy, something about spirits or something like that.
Spirits Within. Yes,
yeah, that
that's
one.
a good movie, but then again, it's also those that's not a good representation of the series. It had nothing to do with the series. I have to say, I wasn't fond of Advent Children, to be honest, but
I
then
didn't finish it.
I'm biased because I don't like 7 either.
I hate
I
7.
don't like 7.
Finally, someone who agrees with me. 7 was terrible.
It's... The thing is it gets too much praise for what it is. It really isn't that great of a game. It's just not.
It's buggy.
I'm
The
sorry
graphics
to all
are
of you who
unbearable. I mean, I literally got stuck in one point that because the graphics were so horrible, I could not figure out where to go. I got stuck in one point because of that. It was in some temple place, I don't even know where. And like it was like, okay, go through here, and I'm like, I can't get through here because it's not showing me that there's like a little like extra path I have to take or something. That really brings away from the game, in my opinion.
And the thing is, with 7, I know better Final Fantasy games that have, and Sephiroth is named the greatest Final Fantasy villain of all time. No.
Kefka.
Get out. He is not. Kefka for the win. I'm sorry. Kefka is far more evil.
And you haven't even played the game.
Does so many things. No, I haven't. I've watched it once. And I knew Kefka was more badass than Sephiroth way before I even watched the game.
I mean, he poisons an entire castle of people, or an entire kingdom of people just for the heck of it. Sephiroth wouldn't do that. He's all like, oh yeah, I'm too cool for you. And I have a big sword.
Sephiroth's a mama's boy.
Exactly.
Sephiroth's a mama's boy. That's all he is. He's a mama's boy. And I'm not gonna. I don't want to say I hate 7, because yes, I played it. I played it and I enjoyed it. I don't like that it gets so much praise though, because it is not the greatest Final Fantasy game of all time. That is up to everyone in their own opinion. But people who say just accept it, Final Fantasy 7 is the greatest Final Fantasy of all time, no other Final Fantasy can beat it. No. I'm sorry. To me, 8 is the greatest Final Fantasy of all time. To me. And I know that not a lot of people think that. A lot of people hated 8 and could not play it.
I liked 8.
A lot of people hated 8.
But my favorite is 6.
I love 8. 8 has... Yeah, and mind you, I'm also... The thing is, I haven't played 6. I haven't played 4. I haven't played... Well, I've played a bit of 5. There are things I haven't... You know, there are Final Fantasy I haven't played. I've played 8. I've basically played 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10-2, which 10-2 doesn't technically count, but...
10-2's terrible.
We're in technicality there.